I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Michelle Fales with RCB Mortgage so she can introduce our next speaker. Michelle, you're muted.
Oh, helps if I click that button, doesn't it? All right, well, Chelsea did great, and I'm excited to announce our next speaker, who is a tech-savvy millennial who speaks from the heart and specializes in helping everyone improve their tech expertise, regardless of skill level or generation. Audiences across the nation love the enthusiasm, energy, and humor he brings to every presentation. Let's all welcome JMan.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Jeremiah JMan Monero, JMan Speaks, and I'm coming to you live and direct. I'm actually in Pennsylvania right now, but I'm originally from Rochester, New York. It's my pleasure to visit with you, my Kansas friends. I'll actually be in Wichita next month. But let's get started talking about messenger bot marketing. Really excited to talk to you today. Chelsea, really great presentation talking about video. We can tie that in with the chat bots. So nice. And then you're going to have the Boom team in person tomorrow. So that's going to be a fantastic few days for you guys. But let's get started. Okay, so I'm not going to be sharing my screen. What you're going to see is kind of going back and forth from full screen to the presentation mode that you see here. If you can, just in the chat right now, say, what's your favorite thing about social media? I want to keep it all positive. What's your favorite thing about social media? Do you, and what platform? Do you love Facebook? Do you love Facebook Lives? Do you love Facebook groups, pages? Do you really love Instagram? I heard somebody comment about Instagram Reels, because all of the things that we're going to be talking about today can tie in with all of your favorite things. I know it's important to me when I talk about technology or social media or video. So you're only going to do the things if you really enjoy it, right? And I think I have to get you to enjoy it or help you find a way to enjoy it so that you can implement it into your real estate business. A lot of what I'm going to be talking about really it might be abstract for you right now, but I promise you I'm using it in real estate right now, and it'll take you to the next level. So let's make sure I have this on the right. Okay. Here we go. All right. So just a little bit about me. Like they said, I am a realtor going on 17 years now, real estate practitioner. I'm a family man of over 11 years. I got two kids, two boys, 6 and 11. I had to think about that for a second. But I've been not normal my entire life. Okay. And I like to share that with you because when we talk about social media and the things that we do, it's okay to not be normal. I think that's what you need to kind of celebrate, is the fact that we are all different, and our clients are going to work with us because they like us and our personality, right? If we like, know, and trust somebody, we're more likely to do business with them, regardless of how much market share they have, how many sales that they do, and all the rest of that agents try to do every day. Let me move. I'm going to move my picture for a second so it doesn't block you guys. Hold on one second. Try to put this in the other corner up here. All right. So our objective today is an introduction to conversational marketing, and to demonstrate how you can exceed clients' expectations by providing immediate response, right? When does today's consumer want to know an answer to something? Right now. They want you to predict, that what question they were going to ask, have it ready for them on a nice little platter, right? And then, deliver it, right? Predict the future. And I think when we talk about real estate, if I ask any of you, hey, I'm thinking about selling my house, what would you do? Or I'm thinking about buying a home. How much down payment do I need? How long should the closing take? All of the questions that we hear on a regular basis, you can predict the future. You can predict what they're going to say. And that's what today's consumer is looking for, right? They want you to add value to the conversation and build better relationships. In this market that we're experiencing, it's a crazy seller's market. If you don't tell the buyer that, hey, you might write a dozen offers and we're probably going to go 10 to 20% over asking, well, you're not going to have a happy buyer, right? And you want to kind of build those expectations before they ever decide to step into a home, list their home, or buy a home. Come back over here. Okay, so getting started, I'm going to hit you off right off the bat here and demonstrate how messenger bots work, because I'm going to give you a digital handout. So if you have a smartphone, pull your smartphone out. Okay. If you don't have a smartphone, don't say anything. Don't comment in the chat. Just slowly back out of the room and go get one. Go get one. It's 2022, folks. It's time for you to have a smartphone. You're going to pull out your smartphone. You're going to scan that QR code you see on your screen right now. Okay. If you have a QR code reader, that'll work. But most of our cameras now realize that it is a QR code. So just pull your phone out, put it up to the screen. You don't have to put it right up to the screen. You should be able to do it from where you're sitting. Go like this, put it there. And what it's going to do is it's going to take you to my messenger bot. So don't be alarmed when it says, hey, we'd like to take you to Facebook.messenger.me, whatever the link is that they're taking to. It's okay. That's where we want you to go. Okay. Now, if you don't have a QR code reader or your phone is not working for whatever reason, then you could also go to MBM, as in Messenger Bot Marketing, mbm.jmanseminars.com. Okay, it's going to take you to the same place, because as we get into this, I understand that everybody has a different tech level, different tech expertise, like they said in my bio in the beginning. And I'm going to help you regardless of what level your tech expertise is. So if you don't have a smartphone, I have a workaround, right? You can go, anybody can go to a website. So it's mbm.jmanseminars.com. All right, history of messaging. Quick video. Please, just want to
A brief and somewhat accurate history of how we stay connected. Let's see if an important message can be delivered by different means of communication, such as the smoke signal, the homing pigeon, the Pony Express, the semaphore flag, the telegraph, the telephone, the radio, email, the smartphone,
Hey, JMan, we can't hear you right now. I think you're
check.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Sorry. So there's a button here that turns the mic on and off. Now it's on. All right. So let me just finish or restate what I was saying. When it comes to communication, right? And I stopped it on SMS, but it went all the way from smoke signal, carrier pigeon, Morse code, telegraph, radio, TV, email, and then the SMS or text messaging. We are now at the stage of group messaging online, which that applies to Facebook Messenger, that applies to WhatsApp, that applies to WeChat. There's a number of platforms out there. So I want you kind of in the chat right now, I want you to put down what you feel or your best guess. I want you to do two things. What's your favorite method of communication? Is it email? Is it text message? Is it phone calls? Is it Messenger? If you are, we'll be best friends. And then the second part of it, what year do you think email was invented? What year do you think email was invented? Keep an eye on the chat here. And then we'll keep on going. So let me explain a little bit more about what messaging is. What is a messenger bot? And it's important that you realize that it's nothing more than an automated conversation with a personal touch, right? If I want information, if I go to a website, if I go to any kind of service, and we're applying it to real estate here, but this can apply to anybody who's in a service-based business. If I have a question about your business, I want it answered now. I don't want to leave a message. I don't want to send an email and wait for a call back. I don't want to push 1, 2, 3, or whatever else, right? So a messenger bot is nothing more than an automated conversation with a personal touch. I say personal touch because you can customize it in so many ways. If you guys have already used the, if you've scanned the QR code in the beginning there, you'll see as we progress that I've designed my bot to talk to you in ways as if I would talk to you, right? In the way I would personally talk, my personality, my sarcasm, the things that I would say, that's in the bot, where it's not like, hello, how are you doing? What would you like to do? It's very, very, it has a personal touch. And then if you have things like, we're going to get to this in a second, but if I'm working with a buyer and I want to ask them, hey, do you have a loan originator that you're working with? No? Great. Here's 3 people that I would recommend. I can personalize that for 3 people that I would recommend, rather than saying, go to this website and punch in another form, right? Gives you the opportunity to do a personal touch. Now, it is not, and I think this is where some people get lost when they say, oh, another bot. There's nothing more frustrating. Look, I got ADHD at a high level. I'm an extrovert. It's not an automated system where they're in this purgatory. Press 1, press 2. And we've all been there where you go, representative. You keep pushing the button and get really frustrated. Today's consumer, right, they're more tech savvy than ever before. I am a millennial. I'm at the elder side of the millennials. And I want information now, right? And I'm used to doing my research online. I don't go to the newspaper. I don't go to the library. I go to the University of YouTube, if you will, and find a site that has the information that I'm looking for. Now you have to think the millennial generation right now. They are the largest generation this nation has ever seen. They're more educated than any generation in history, and you are going to see the biggest transfer of wealth in our nation's history. Right? As the boomers get older and they leave their legacies to their millennial children, these are going to be our clients for a long, long time. So it's important that we meet and exceed their needs and communicate the way they want to be communicated with, right? Today's modern consumer, they grow up with technology, right? Younger millennials don't know what it's like to not have technology in their life. Like I said, I'm an elder, so it's a little bit different. I remember when America came online. Like you used to get the CD in the mail and you get right. You get America Online, you get that CD in the mail. I remember the dawn of the internet, but my kids won't know what it's like. My son asked me the other day, like, what is this little plug in the wall? Right. We have one in the kitchen where I'm like, son, this is where we used to plug telephones. Yeah. We used to have home phones and plug in. They won't even know what that's like. They won't even know what that's like to have in their lives. And I'm going to move this again. 1 second, folks. Bring this back over here. Boop. All right. And, today's modern consumer, they look to us. When you look at the NAR profile of home buyers and home sellers, it's been the same for the last, let's say, umpteen years, 3, 5, 7 years, that the number one thing the consumer looks to us for is to help them find the right home, right? We're not the keepers of the information anymore. We're not the ones that, they don't come to us to get the new listings. When I talk to buyers, I say, more than likely, you're going to find the home that you buy, but I'm going to help you find the right home, right? To help you to, in this online clutter that you see, I'm here to guide you through the process. So that's what they're looking for, is for us to help them guide through the online clutter, but also provide value, add value to that relationship, right? If somebody has a question, they don't necessarily want to come into the office, right? I've been in the business going on 17 years. It's like we used to say, oh, well, you're looking to buy a home? CITO. That's what my manager told me when I first started. CITO, which meant come into the office. You get them into the office. You try to get them an exclusive right to represent, buyer's agency agreement, and then you talk to them. Today's consumer, especially, I'd like to say post-pandemic, but during the pandemic and the virtual world, they want to look it up, get information, and be done. And if they don't have to talk to you, even better, right? I think so often we're like, oh, let's hop on the phone. I want to know the information while you could be sleeping, and have something on demand for me to take advantage of. And that's where a messenger bot comes in. Somebody has a question at 1 o'clock in the morning, they can hop on your site, they can hit the messenger bot, they'll say buyer resources, seller resources, anything else that you might have to predict that conversation. You're adding value. So they go there, they get that. Another question, they go there and get that. Another question, they go there and get that. You're adding value, right? When I talk about the why, I get this all the time. Why should we? Why should you? Well, when you look at other countries, and I use China for an example, the number one way that they communicate is through WeChat. WeChat is very similar to Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp. The number one way they communicate, more than phone calls, more than text messages, more than emails. So you have to look at the trends and say, I better get good at this now before my clients try to message or communicate with me in that way, and I don't know how to do it. Right? You don't want to be playing catch up. You want to be ahead of the trend. This has been around for a while. It's becoming more and more common though, and you need to hop on board. Conversations that are being had. There's 1.3 billion with a B, folks. 1.3 billion people on Messenger. Okay, there's 2.4 billion people on Facebook alone. Another billion people on Instagram. We'll get to that. So if you put those two together, that's 3.4 billion. There's only 4.5 billion people on the internet. So greater than 3/4 of all the people are on the two major platforms. Pretty sure that they might be buying a home at some point, and you want to make sure that you're adding value and you're able to communicate with them. Right? Let's look at the funnel when we talk about sales and the sales process. And I'm small here, right? You have a conversion funnel. We call attention to it, meaning we run an ad, we drive traffic, we do a video, we do something to get them into our sales funnel. This is the conventional one, right? Attention, interest, desire, and action. Now, I like to think the mistake that some people make when you look at this in my funnel, let me go back here, right? The first part of that, the attention, that's where you capture their attention in this online cluttered world. And that's where you're doing Instagram Reels, you're doing short form video, you're running an ad, you're doing things to capture their attention. The second part of that C in the funnel is conversate, or there's a number of different words it could be, but conversate, add value, provide resources. So let's just give you an example. I do a video. And in that video, I say, hey, this is JMan Monero with the Monero team at XYZ Realty. Man, there's a great first-time homebuyer. And let's pretend that it's a balanced market where we have first-time homebuyer programs that we could actually use and people can get grant money. Okay. So, hey, there's a great first-time homebuyer program I wanted to tell everybody about. There's up to a $7,500 grant for you to purchase your first home. All you got to do is comment below. And this is a keyword trigger that you could have, but all you got to do is comment below the word first time. And if you do that, it'll automatically trigger all of our first time homebuyer programs. Now, I captured their attention. There was a call to action. There was a hook that dragged them in. And then when we're talking about that conversate section, it's okay, I give them resources for the first time homebuyer, but then wait, there's more. I then say, here's some resources to help you with your move. Here's some additional resources, 7 reasons to work with a realtor. Here's 10 things you shouldn't do when you're buying a home. Here's how to make a move with a buyer. Here's, right? I keep on giving in that conversate stage of the funnel. And then the conversion is easy, right? In a permission-based marketing world, I give, and I walk away. I don't give you something to say, well, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, if you're thinking about buying a home, call them, if you're thinking about buying or selling a home, give us a call today. No, permission-based and building this social capital, you give And all you do is give, and the conversion is easy, and they're going to pick you. Right. So here's when you look at these funnels side by side, and I'm going to move myself all over the place. I'll make myself smaller, I guess. Hold on. Okay. I'm so little in the corner now. All right. So to the left, here's our conventional funnel with 10,000 visitors. It's about 10,000 visitors to lead to one purchase in a standard funnel. When you look at a chatbot funnel, because it's permission-based and all I'm doing is adding value, right? 10,000 chatbot visitors, 99% of them you can message because they've given you permission. You said, hey, I'm only going to send you stuff that you want. Is that okay? They say, yeah. Okay, here you go. That's permission-based marketing, right? The open rate on it is 75%. I think it's higher. Because like right now, if you wanted to put in the chat, how many of you have any unread messages on social media? Meaning, do you have a DM on Instagram? Do you have a Facebook message that's unanswered or unopened? Very rarely, right? And then out of that, you have a click-through rate of 48%, and then that leads to 1% of those 35 purchases. So 35 times, so is it a 3,500% return? 3,500% better, 35 times better than the standard funnel. Nobody's using it because nobody understands how to use it and how to add value. We don't want it to be totally automated and totally ignored, but we want to deliver value to the client. And then on the back end, I'll show you this. On the back end, you can watch. I can watch somebody goes in and says first time home buyer, and then I can go, oh, you got any questions? Give me a holler. Right? And I walk away. Add value, add value, add value, then ask. All right. Is this just a fad? No, it's not a fad. And actually, when you look at the numbers, if you can remember, if you've been on Facebook long enough, there was a time when the messaging portion or section of Facebook was just connected to your Facebook account. Now it's a standalone product. And that happened when Facebook purchased WhatsApp. I don't have the exact amount. I know it was over $1 billion. Somebody could maybe Google that and put that in the chat as well. But they purchased them for over $1 billion because they were losing market share, but they really wanted to copy their user interface. And that's now you have Facebook Messenger you can use for your personal profile messaging. You can use it for any of your pages messaging. And now you can also use it for your Instagram DMs if you sync them all together. Here's the numbers of all of the messaging platforms. You have WhatsApp with 2 billion people. It's, and it's more popular in the US, in the bigger cities when you have international purchasers. With WhatsApp, you can make free long distance calls. It's encrypted end to end. You can send video, you can send photos. It's really a really great app. And that's where Facebook Messenger, not totally there, but pretty much there when it comes to how their interface works, right? 1.3 billion people on the Messenger, like we said. We have 1.2 billion on WeChat, 694 million on QQ, and 400 on Telegram, and then 398 million on Snapchat. That's a lot of people for a platform that began for inappropriate messaging, right? Who is it for? Who is it for? It's for agents that want to have happy clients, right? It's for agents that want to dance on the table at their office, that really want to just deliver exceptional service to their clients. Because I promise you, when you start using this kind of stuff, even if you're not tech savvy, because I know some of you are like to dive deeper, right? You're like, how does it work? Please tell me, Yoda, how does it work? And I'm like, it works great. Okay. You have a bot built out for you and it delivers service. All you have to know is kind of how to convert that business. So the where does it happen is ManyChat. There's a lot of other platforms. ManyChat has the most features. It does make sense for you to upgrade to the pro account, but you can't do a lot of the things that I'm going to show you in your basic Facebook account. They have really basic automations, like you could have a main menu on your page, same thing on your Instagram, but not all of the flows or conversations that we're going to show you today. Starting with, what is your dream home? And I just call it the dream home flow, because it's a conversation, right? Let's imagine that you were at a cocktail party and somebody says, oh, you're in real estate. Yeah, man, tell me about your dream home, or what is the home of your dreams, or what's the home that you're looking to purchase? Describe it to me, and describe to me what kind of buyer you are. Okay, I'm going to show you just a quick screen recording because it's the best way for me to show you how this works. Okay, so they come in, this is a screen recording for Facebook Messenger. It says, hey, Jennifer, tell me about your dream home. Okay, I wish Jennifer typed faster, but I'll talk you through it. She says, large yard, suburban. Okay. Again, okay. Are you pre-approved or will you be paying cash? Is that not a similar question that you would ask a buyer? Well, cash money, need a referral, pre-approved, have someone. Not in the market yet. Right? So these are all the options. Think of it as pick your own path or your own journey. So she says, we have someone, she's pre-approved. Sweet. We have someone or two for you. Do you want to call them or should we have them call you? I'll call them. Okay. Here's two great people we've worked with in the past. And since I did that screen recording, we've actually changed it to 3 people. So if you have 3 mortgage folks that you work with, just like you would in person, just like you would say, oh, yeah, oh, you're looking to buy. Okay, here's 3 guys or gals or companies that I work with. Here's their card. Here's 1, here's 2, here's 3, right? You give them all 3 cards. And then the next question, like I said, is, do you want them to call you or will you call them? If they said, I want them to call us, I want them to call me, I would then be alerted, and then so would my mortgage guys. And both of us via text message and via email that, hey, something in the bot requires your attention, something that you want to be notified for, because it is automated. But when somebody wants to talk to a human or somebody wants service, we want to be sure that we hop on there and we're able to exceed expectations. All right. So it's like, here's what you're looking for. Here's what you're looking for. Here's what you're looking for. Oh, you need me? Here I am. Right. You hop in and deliver exceptional service. What kind of buyer are you? Again, automated conversation. If I said to anybody at a cocktail party, at a networking event, in line at Dunkin' Donuts, say, oh, you're looking to buy a home? Okay, well, what kind of buyer are you? Here's another screen recording. Walk you through it. Boop. Well, thanks for clicking over. Please describe yourself. Are you a first-time home buyer, move-up buyer, empty nester, forever young, military, investment buyer, or second home, vacation home, or new construction? I think was the last one. I'm a first-time home buyer. Okay, great. Doom, 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 doom. Now we've programmed those delays to make it look like we're actually typing. All right, first-time home buyer resources, scroll right to see my resources. So you have Pack Like a Pro, Moving with Pets, 7 reasons to work with a realtor, buyer. These are things you should not do. First-time home buyer questions, frequently asked questions, the only buyer's guide you'll need. All of that is already waiting for them in a nice, pretty package, just waiting. Now, I know on the back end, I think as realtors and as salespeople, sometimes we're a little too eager, right? So you don't want to be that thirsty agent that's like, oh my God, somebody's in the bot. You hop in there. Hi, can I help you? This is JMan calling from XYZ Realty. You say, just let it percolate, man. Just let it go. Let them hang out in there. Let them get their resources, because you can see everything that they're doing. And once they're stopped playing, or if they're having challenges navigating the system, which rarely happens, you just throw in a little couple 1 lines. Anything I can help you with, just let me know. Boom, walk away. Okay, don't say, hey, we need to hop on a phone call. Hey, what's the best number to reach you? Hey, let's video chat. None of that. Okay, deliver exceptional service. The buyer will choose you. All right, sellers. If you need more sellers, say yes in the chat. Everybody better spam the chat. Yes, 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 yes. We all need more sellers. Now, like I told you earlier, I am from Rochester, New York. Rochester was recently voted by Realtor.com the #1 place in the United States. Wait for it. Hold on. Here, I'm going to give you drum roll. We have the lowest amount of inventory in the country. There's only 2 houses available for every 1,000 people was the number. So we write a lot of offers, a lot of multiple offer scenarios, but we're building expectations. And when we're talking and delivering that message, it's like, hey, you're thinking about selling your home? Have you ever had a home equity estimate done? Home equity estimate, what's that? Well, it's an estimate of your home equity. Oh, okay. No, I haven't. Would you like one? Sure. What do I have to do? You don't even have to talk to me. Answer a couple questions. We'll get you your home equity eval within 24 hours. Okay. Now, this isn't a class on RPR, but if you aren't using RPR, the Realtors Property Resource, NARRPR.com, you're missing the boat. And you could be using there's a lot of other ones out there, but the questions that we ask specifically in here for a home equity estimate is, how much do you own the house? Do you have any other liens against the property? What are the improvements you've made to the home? When did you do the improvements? How much did they cost? I think those are the main ones. Okay, because then I have enough information to do a seller's report in RPR. Here, let's walk you through it. Okay, have you ever had a home equity estimate? Yes, no, what's that? No, I haven't. Would you like to get one today? All you have to do is answer a few questions. How much do you owe on your current mortgage? Now this, within the bot, as they enter this information, these are fields which get populated and we keep track of on the ManyChat side of things. But how much do you owe? Okay, this person owes 330. It's hard for me to say 300,000, 30,000, whatever it is. Do you have any other credit lines or liens to pay off on the property? No. Great. Please list all improvements that you have made to the property since you have been there with the date and how much it costs. Okay, let me pause that for a second. Okay. The reason why we ask this, if you haven't used RPR before, they actually make line item adjustments based on home improvements. If you don't know where that comes from the cost versus value report. Every year, NAR released a report, cost versus value. It comes from Remodeling Magazine. So they take, based on your specific market service area, right? Because it's going to be different in upstate New York than it will be in Kansas. So they take your area and they have the percentages of return on investment. So let's say, for example, a kitchen might get 64% return. So if I do a $10,000 kitchen, that's worth $6,400 just for a round number. And you're not doing a $10,000 kitchen in this market with these home improvement guys anymore. It doesn't exist. But let's just say, for example, now, if that kitchen was done 10 years ago, right? Like some of you say, it's a newer kitchen, which means 1984. But, you say newer kitchen, then it will depreciate that home improvement over time. So now instead of $6,400, it has its own numbers that it'll depreciate it over time and still give you a line item adjustment. Okay, so it could be what kitchen improvements are done, what bathroom, the roof, the deck, the finished basement, windows. There's a bunch on there. And you could even make adjustments. I guess I should change this, but I want to keep it positive. But you could even make adjustments within RPR on needed home improvements. So if that house needs a roof, or maybe it's just dated, right? It has the original 1956 olive green kitchen, super nice condition. It's just, actually it's coming back now. Somebody would still buy it in this market, but in a regular market, somebody might say that it needs help. Okay. You could also make adjustments within RPR on market conditions, on view amenities, on the exterior condition, interior condition, lot size, and privacy. Okay, it also, hold on, go back here. I hit the button. Okay. I'm going to continue this just so you guys can finish off where we left off. Move it forward just a bit. Okay. It then says, how's the market? We can help. What would you like to know specifically? If you ask somebody, would you like to know about the market? 100% of the time, they're going to say yes. Okay, great. What area code are you in? What neighborhood would you like to know about specifically? And what time frame? Because again, I'll go into RPR and I can say the last 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months within my zip code 14626. Here's the statistics. See, and it's going to go through all of those questions. What about the time frame? Last 3 days, 3 weeks, or 3 months? Let us know. It's all about adding value. It's all about that conversate section of the funnel, right? We capture them, get their attention. Now we're conversating with them. Then you convert. In real estate, we like to skip first two and go, hey, looking to buy or sell? Give us a call today. We're trying to convert before we've added value to that relationship. All right, what about open houses? I know as we're starting to open up, I don't know how it is in your guys' section of the world, but we're starting to do open houses again. If it is the rare instance that the property doesn't sell. But let's say we're in a balanced market, you're going to do open houses again. I can tell you during the pandemic, when it first hit and we were doing only one party can come in at a time, we would quite literally be in front of the house. I would take chalk and make lines on the sidewalk 6 feet apart. We would then have a sign like this in front of the house that say, please scan this QR code before coming in. So take your phone out. Everybody, please take your phone out again. And I want you to scan. Scan the QR code. So, and I know you're going to say, well, people aren't used to this. Well, people are more used to it than you know, right? You go to the restaurant now, you scan a QR code. You go to the doctor's office, you scan a QR code. You go to the gym. I know during the pandemic, we used to have to do a health, what did they call it? A health questionnaire. We'd have to scan it and then say, do you have any symptoms? Have you been anywhere? Yes, no. And it was all automated, scanning a QR code. This is exactly what we would have printed out in front of the house, right? Please scan QR code before entering open. I will say one of the things that, well, in our state is that they're requiring that all brokerages have a standard operating procedure for dealing with buyers. Meaning, I can't ask Jane who comes in for her ID and not ask John who came in right after her. Right, my SOP has to be everybody gets asked, and in this example, everybody would scan the QR code before entering the open. That helps me to verify who they are because you can't have. I guess you could create a fake Facebook profile, but it's really hard to fake an online presence, right? If you're not asking for ID at the open, somebody come in and go, "Hi, my name is John Smith," and they're really somebody who's up to no good, somebody who's going to come back later and rob the house or rob you or rob the seller, whatever the case may be. Okay, so you scan the QR code before entering the open. This is the exact printed, not brochure, but flyer that we would have. I had it done two ways. I printed it out and I put that on the front door because when it's colder, we're going to have the front door closed, right? But I also call my sign guy, and any of your sign folks, they could take whatever you want, whatever image you have, and print it onto chloroplast. And you put that in front of the house. So you just not a huge sign, but whatever size your open houses would be, your open house signs, you print this on there and say, hey, thank you for attending our open house at 123 Anywhere Street. Please scan the QR code to complete your COVID questionnaire and receive a digital property brochure. Now I get it. We may not need to do the COVID questionnaires anymore, but you could say, please scan the QR code to complete your open house questionnaire. Okay. You can also visit us at open.jmanseminars.com. Okay. And again, I'm going to tell you, you could visit me at open.jmanseminars.com because that's going to take you to the open house bot side of things. What will happen is it's going to ask some questions, just like if you have a piece of paper at your open house where you say, hey, welcome, please sign in, or you're using, hopefully you're using some kind of app or some kind of form electronically that they're filling out. First question we have is, are you working with an agent? Yes or no? They say yes. The bot does not continue. It's just going to say, okay, great. We'll reach out to your agent for more feedback about this property. But what do you think? I'm sorry. What is their name and what brokers do they work with? If they say they're not working with an agent, it will then go into a bunch of other questions. Okay, what did you think about the home? What did you think about the price? What did you think about the condition? Are you thinking about making an offer? It then goes into what kind of buyer are you? Same as some of the other flows that we already talked about. If it asks them what kind of buyer are you, and then the last question it asks, do you also have a home to sell? Yes or no. They say yes or no. Then it says, have you ever had a home equity estimate? See, all of this is happening while I'm sitting at the open house having conversations with people. Okay, and you can delay the timing. So if you scan in, it says here's a property brochure for 123 Anywhere Street. I then have it delay by 15 minutes or whatever I want. Let's say 30 minutes to give them time to get out of the house and then be on their way. Because then I want it to kick in and say, okay, what'd you think about the home? And all those questions. Rather than, these days, stand right here. Let me fill this out. And it's just on a piece of paper. You don't get any real good feedback for yourself or the sellers. You're not making any connections or adding value to that conversation. All you're doing is giving them a brochure that you spent so much time designing, and then they're going to end up throwing it away. All right. So take action today is what I would encourage you to do. But let me show you more. But wait, there's more. I'm going to show you the bot served 3 different ways. Okay. And the demo bot that I showed you the screen recording of, I'm going to let you experience it for yourself. But because like I said, there's so many different levels of tech expertise in the world. I'm going to show it to you 3 different, there's many more, but I'm going to show you the top 3 ways to get people in. The first way is if you went to my Facebook page, and this is not an attempt to drive traffic to my page. If you go to facebook.com/JManSpeaks, facebook.com/JManSpeaks, or if you just do in the search bar, search JMan Speaks, see where it says send message. If you only send the keywords bot gallery, okay, that's going to give you the demo bot, which has the dream home flow. It has the what kind of buyer are you? It has the open house flow, and it has the home seller home equity estimate on there as well. Okay, that's one way. This was the number one way for me for a long, long time until I realized that not everybody listens. Not everybody listens so great, and not everybody is as tech savvy as we'd like them to be, right? They could be tech savvy and not social media savvy. Because when I tell you or ask you to hit send message, and I tell you only write bot gallery, you're going to write, please send me the bot gallery. Bot gallery, please. I'd like to have the bot gallery. And the way things work in a bot world is it triggers based on the keywords that I've programmed in there. So if it's not exactly the keyword, so I might have bot gallery with a space, I might have bot gallery together, I might do bot gallery, please. But if you don't type the keyword exactly as I have it programmed, it won't trigger. It'll say, I don't understand what you're saying. Now, I on the back end can see that you made a boo-boo, and I could send you the bot gallery information, but you want it to work. So here's another way. QR code. And again, I keep coming back to the QR codes because they're so common. They're not going away anymore, especially in this virtual world. This works so great. So great. Let's say I have home buying resources. If you're not meeting with buyers and sellers by Zoom for your first meeting, you're missing the boat on that. But I have another class called the Virtual Agent where we talk a lot about that. But it's like, okay, oh yeah, you want to see our resources? Just scan the QR code. And I could make that QR code bigger, smaller, however I wanted to do, but I put it on the screen during our Zoom meeting. They scan it, they get the resources right on their mobile device, right? Because today's modern consumer, they're not going to a big desktop computer. They're going here. They're going right here to their mobile device because that little teddy bear is everywhere we are all the time. Okay, so scan the QR code. That's going to take you to the same place as the keyword did. Third way, URL. Now, I will say these are not customized URLs. Within the ManyChat platform, it would be like https / me.jmanspeaks.12356, this long URL. All of us, if you have a customized domain name, you have unlimited subdomain names, right? If my website's jmanseminars.com, if yours is xyzrealty.com, then you could say buyerbot.xyzrealty.com. That sends them to the buyer resources. I could have HEE, home equity estimate, right? HEE.xyzrealty.com. Just however creative you are and whatever. I work backwards depending on what the resource is, or if I get a question from a client more than once, I'm going to create a resource for that so that when they ask it again, I have it ready in the bot. I have it ready. Then the third way, our favorite keywords can trigger the bot in a comment in any post. In any post or in a direct message to the page. So what I mean by that is we do a lot with video, right? You heard Chelsea talk about video. You're going to hear the Boom team in person talk about video. It's not going anywhere. We're in the age of it. I would have said this 10 years ago, video is the answer. Tell me what the question is and I'll tell you why it's the answer. But I could say, hey, everybody watching this, let's say now's a good video. You do a video on the market. Hey, everybody, the market's insane. I can tell you that in the city of Rochester, our average sale price has increased 54.6% over the last 5 years. So that means, hey, do you have multiple properties? Are you a property manager? Do you have rental properties? That portfolio that you own, or those vacation rentals that you own, or the property that you currently live in, 54.6%. So that means the property you thought was worth 200 is now worth $300,000. You want to know more? Just type home equity in the comments. And by typing it in the comments, that's going to trigger the bot to go off, right? Today's tech companies, and we're not going to mention any names, but it rhymes with pillow, right? That's why they became so popular in the last 15 years or so, was because they were giving people an anonymous depiction of value with no obligation. It doesn't matter if it was accurate, right? Some of you go, oh, well, it's not. You have to give the consumer what they want. And we were trying to be the keepers of information. We say, you know what? I'll give you a comparative market analysis. And they're going, what the heck is that? But I'll tell you what your home is worth. But please first register on my website. Give me your DNA. I'll take a blood sample, hair follicles. I need all of these things before I can release that very precious comparative market analysis. The tech company said this, oh yeah, come to our site. We'll tell you what it is. Won't be accurate, but plus or minus 20%. Perfect. I don't really need accuracy. I just want the number. And so that's, add value to that conversation, use the keywords, give them the hook to add value. I'm not really, as we keep going, I'm a fast talker New Yorker. So if you have any questions as we go, Rob or anybody else, just feel free to unmute yourself. Say, Jay, we got a couple questions in the chat, because I'm not really paying attention to the chat. So feel free to stop me or unmute yourself as we go. But we're also going to have Q&A at the end. All right. So 10 ways to get them in. 10 ways plus to get them into the messenger bot. And I know it's so different. It's so different than the typical sales funnel, because we're used to bringing them in and then getting them to an appointment and then closing the deal. I don't need to have this front line of defense where they register for something, or I get their email, or I require their cell phone number, or anything else like that. Because if you come into my bot, I have all of that information. It's all readily available in your Facebook profile. Okay. I can video chat you today if you come into the bot. Think about it for a second. I know where you live and all the people that we're connected to. It is a way better way to connect with people than just asking for their email address. Because when you do those landing pages and say, hey, who's looking for the top 10 home buying mistakes? Register now, we'll give you the free download. Well, they're going to register with their spam email address. Anybody under the age of 45, or I'll say anybody these days. I don't want to differentiate based on age, but anybody under the age of whatever, the age of 100 has a spam email address, meaning, okay, I'm going to get your free report that you have. I'll go to the landing page. I'll give you the spam email address. I'm going to get what I want from you. And then I'm never going to check that email ever again. Does that make sense? We think by saying, okay, we're going to trade you. We get this landing page. You come in, I'm going to give you something, but you have to give me your email. Come on. It's not like that anymore. So here's the top 10 ways. Number 1, incentivize subscribers with exclusive access, attractive offer. So let's say you get a bot on your page. First thing you're going to do is run a contest. Hey, everybody, you want to come into our brand new messenger bot. We have all kinds of resources for buyers, sellers, and consumers in general. If you like real estate, we'd be happy to have you come in, take a look at it, see if there's anything you think that we could add to it. We're going to randomly select 5 people to get one $25 gift card to the local grocery store. I don't know what it is, Kroger's or whatever it is, Wegmans for us, right? We're going to give away 5 $25 gift cards. So now it costs me $125 to drive traffic. Now I'll say in there, guess what? You can see what your home is worth with no obligation. I promise I am not going to call you. I'm not going to text you. I'm not going to email you. I'm not going to message you unless you want me to. But you can find out what your home is worth. And maybe for some of you, that means, hey, I got a lot of equity. Maybe I should do a cash out refi. We're your expert in real estate. We're just here to help. See the difference? All right, number 2, run click to messenger ads. Hopefully you know what that is, but you run an ad on Facebook and the result that you want is for them to click through to Messenger. So this is great in a market that has zero inventory or very low inventory. You could say, new listing alert, right? I hate this. And they go, just listed, just sold, right? That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is you take the sizzle shot, like the best shot of your property and say, oh, right. With a clear cooperation, you can have that property advertised publicly for one business day before it hits the market. So why not run an ad and say, okay, price is right. How much do you think that this home is worth? Click here to find out how much and all the important details, right? Give them a good hook, a good curiosity, and you get engagement that way. People will comment, but they're going to click through to a messenger ad, to Messenger. You give them the brochure, and then you just have a conversation with them. Number 3, you can submit the bot to the Facebook Discover tab, right? You can connect with bots where you don't have to be connected to the person, the brand, or the service. Number 4, create a QR code that forwards to the m.me link. Kind of showed you that already. Number 5, enable prompt people to send messages feature, which on your page, you may have a call now, register now, whatever the call to action is, you can make it send messages instead. Number 6, boost Facebook pages and Facebook posts. Now, I'm not a huge fan of boosting. We'll just get it in front of more eyes. I like to do a more targeted approach, but you could boost it to a customized audience. I prefer that. That includes the m.me link, right? You say, okay, I know your winters in Kansas probably aren't as bad as they are in upstate New York, but I could say, hey, we got these great cabin fever relievers, right? Looking to get out this winter. Here's some things you could do with the family. And I boost that because I wanted to get it to a bunch of people and then drive traffic into the bot. Number 7, integrate your messenger bot with your website. I'm going to show you a screenshot of that in a second. Number 8, share your m.me link in Instagram bio and stories. This isn't a total social media class, but you can have the bot link inside of a link tree is what I would recommend. And I'll give you mine at the end. It's solo.to/JManSpeaks. But if you go to my Instagram, you'll see it there. You click there, it's going to say, here's my Facebook profile. Here's my JMan Speaks bot. Here's my real estate bot. Here's all of the bots with links right in, with a call to action on why you should participate or why it's going to add value to your life. And then the last one, what happened to 10? I must have lost 10. Number 9, link to your messenger bot in your emails. So at the bottom in your signature, right? It's a matter of not having it in one place. It's a matter of having it everywhere. Everywhere that bot can be, you need to have it. So you put in your messenger bot emails like, click here for free real estate resources, or click here to see how much your home is worth. I think that might be a good one, just because we need more listings and everybody's wondering how high the market can go. All right. I just did a kind of a screenshot. This is a recent listing of ours. A sensational stately Tudor revival home located in the historic Maplewood home on the dead end side of the prestigious, this is my street. My wife writes the things. I made fun of her. She said, boasting. I don't like when properties brag, but she said boasting over 3,000 square feet. The charm of the home's hardwood floors, tall ceilings, arched doorways, chrome living, a chef's dream in the updated and kitchen, custom kitchen. So this ad was ran with more photos below, but I'm just showing you kind of just the main photo. The kitchen was dynamite. There's some really good architecturally significant features to the home, right? You got the crown molding and the gum wood and all that good stuff. There's more photos of that. Message us for more information. So curiosity, even if you're not looking to buy a home, people love to look at homes, right? They love to go online and go, oh, that's so pretty. Let me see the kitchen. And they want to get renovation ideas and all the different things to take to interact with us, right? That's why HGTV is so popular. All right, here is the website overlay. Oh shoot, it's kind of off the screen a little bit. Oh, you see it. Okay. In the corner there, see where it says chat JMan now. You can, if you went to my site, but this, and I have it on my real estate site as well, but I don't want to show you that because I've tried to be brand vanilla. But on my speaking site, you go there, hit chat JMan now. There's nothing more frustrating for me, and I hope for everybody else that's watching now, than when you go to a site and you want to talk to somebody, you want an answer to something, a question you may have, and they have a contact me, right? The contact me is, I got to fill it out. Jeremias, Monero, JMan at JMan Seminars, best time to. I'm got to fill that out and wait. Do you really think if I have a question that I'm going to wait? Do you think as a consumer who wants a product or service, they're going to wait for you to contact them? The answer is now. What they're going to do is go to the next person down on their Google search and click on them. And if they can get a hold of somebody, right? Again, NAR statistics, profile of home buyers and home sellers, they work with the first person that gets back to them. Not always the best, the first person that gets back to them. Okay, they want service right now. Oh, wait, let me go back here for a second. We also, so that is the chat feature. There's also an overlay, a pop-up, an entry overlay, and an exit overlay. What that means is if somebody hops onto your website, if you're getting a lot of traffic, if you're a big broker watching this and you have a fair amount of traffic coming into your site, you could have it pop up and say, I think mine, if you go to my page, says, no more FOMO, right? No more fear of missing out. Do you want to know the instant that properties hit the market, or do you want to know 23.5 hours before they hit the market? Sign up for our update list, right? Some kind of call to action that really gets compelling enough to go, I don't want to miss out. No, I don't. Please tell me more. You have that pop up. You then can also, when they're about to exit your site, have it pop up again like, but wait, do you want free resources from us? No obligation, or whatever your pop up exit message is. So again, engaging with them in a way that adds value to the conversation, not in a way that you're trying to capture who they are and what they're doing and trying to sell them something. All right. So if social media is not for you, I don't know why you're watching this, but let's just say you're like, I don't do that book face. I don't do that stuff. I don't think it's an option anymore, but it's another story. If it's not for you, we can also communicate in so many more ways. All right. But wait, there's more. It's omni-channel marketing. So we have Facebook, we talked about. You could also communicate via SMS. You could also communicate via email. Okay, email, SMS, and then social media. I know, it's pretty awesome. I'm going to demonstrate this in a second. So with SMS, you could use it with a keyword. ManyChat itself has a phone number that they would call directly. And want to be sure that I'm not going over. We have 90 minutes. Is that right, Rob? Just so I'm not.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I just want to be sure it's nothing worse than somebody going over. I'm like, I want to be that guy.
No, you're
Okay.
good. You're good.
Okay. All right. Awesome. So you can do this right now, right? This is available for you right now. And whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or somebody that wants to have somebody do it, there's plenty of companies that can do it for you. But let's try out the text messaging feature. Pull out your phone. Okay. And you don't have to scan anything, folks. You just have to text this specific number, 256-273-8536. Now, your next question might be, well, why isn't that a local number? Because maybe no, that's not a local number. ManyChat comes up with these numbers automatically. I wish I could pick a local number. There's other platforms like Twilio and that where you can pick a local number, but this number's picked for you. Okay, it's very specific just to your ManyChat account. So for me, I save this number as JMan chatbot. Like this is my chatbot number, so I can remember it. But you could set up any kind of keywords. It could be open house. It could be a keyword that's new listing alert. So you could do a video and say, hey, everybody, want to know what the new listing is today? New listing alert. Text me now. NLA, new listing alert. Text me now to this number and you'll get the information. So you set up what the triggers are. And again, the keywords have to be typed exactly like you see them. And I can see some people are coming in. Look at this. Here, look. This is live, working live. One moment, please. So I can tell you who's coming in, my baby girl. All right, so Rosanna Crown is in here. We got Jill coming in. It works. It works. Let's see what else we got in here. What is your first name? Yeah. So it asks the questions, and just like in Facebook Messenger, it has triggers. If you take too long to reply or you reply something different, it's not always going to work, but I appreciate somebody's already said they want a 2-bedroom home. I think it's Rosanna. But you see, live, this is happening. Isn't this just the coolest thing? Hold on. Let me see what else I can find out. Rosanna said she doesn't want to know, what did you not like about the house? It's only 2 bedrooms. Would you like to know if an offer comes in? Yes. You got it. Would you like to know the millisecond that new listings hit the market? Yes or no? So if she said yes, then she's going to opt in and she's tagged. So as people answer different questions, right? You answer different questions, I'm going to tag you differently. So you only get the information you desire. If she said, I'm buying a home, not selling a home, you don't need to see seller resources, right? So you're tagged differently. And in the bot on the back end, I can target my communications to people that I want to communicate with specifically about what they want to know. Okay, build a bot. Well, I love this. I'm a big Transformer fan. I couldn't find a good messenger bot better than this. This is Megatron. So Autobots roll out. You can build this right now. You can do this right now for yourself. Does it require a little bit of tech savviness? Yeah. And you have to think kind of like in flow charts, because that's how, when I look at these conversations, I literally go on a whiteboard and I say, buyer says this. Then it goes here. It's like choose your own adventure. Yes, no. Okay, from there, here, 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 here. And I plan out the flow that way. And that's how it's designed. We're going to have a little bit of extra time here during the Q&A. What I'll do is I'll sit down and I can show you guys the back end of ManyChat and how we build out these flows, or what the flows actually look like, because you don't realize just for something as simple as the buyer resources or the open house, there's quite a bit of programming that goes down. Okay, so build a bot. You're going to go into ManyChat, manychat.com. It's going to cost you $10 per month for a pro account. Please don't step over dollars to make pennies. Somebody said to me once, like, you don't want to spend $10 to make thousands of dollars. I don't know what your average transaction is, but I would say it's worth it. $120 a year. You're going to go in there. They have templates already made for real estate. So you're going to go into the left-hand side there. You're going to go all the way to the bottom on the left, and where it says templates. Then you're going to go to real estate. First one that I would do is there's a filter for leads, demo properties, and scheduling appointments. There is an integration. This isn't mentioned anyways, but you can use Calendly if you've never used Calendly before, Calendly, where you could have that integrated into your bot to have people schedule appointments with you, right? Do you want to have a buyer consult? Schedule that today, right? All of these integrations and systems are designed to make it easier for the consumer, but it's also making it easier for me. The more systematic it is, then the less time I have to spend going back and forth saying, hey, what time's good for you? Oh yeah. And then you go back and forth, and that's just a waste of your life. I want to make it systematic for you. But you could also, you see it in the templates, the screenshot that I show you there, collect emails. You see that up on the upper, collect emails and phone numbers, then also schedule appointments on Messenger using Calendly, like I said. But you need to be a pro. Need to be a pro. All right, now this was an old slide because it's coming right now. It exists. This exists right now. We have it in WhatsApp and Instagram. And I did another brand new screen recording for you. Okay, now I will say, as I experiment with things as they're new, I don't love the total automation on Instagram. I feel like if you DM me, it's a more personal conversation. If you go to my brand or page on Facebook, it's like going to a website these days, right? Where like, I want information and resources, and that's better to be more automated there. I like to use Instagram more for keywords and sharing links, just like we would, but I don't want to have the automated welcome menu like you'll see on the bot demo that I sent you guys. Okay, so check this out. So this is Realtor Jeet. You can follow her. She's in, I don't know, Long Island. So I go to her Instagram. I hit the DM. Let me go back. This is going so fast for me. 1 second, folks. Okay, so here's my account on my phone. Whoops. Go back. Okay. All right, so here it says, thanks for clicking over. Scroll right to see everything. It says dream home, buyer, seller resources. What's in the market? What's my home worth? Website, her social media links. So I think I clicked dream home, but then I was impatient. And then I clicked buyer, seller resources. Okay. Are you currently working with an exclusive buyer's agent? Yes or no. If they say yes, it's not going to continue. No, I'm not. Okay. Scroll right to see my resources. First time home buyer, move up buyer, empty nester. Tell me about your dream home. Huge. Sounds great. Are you pre-approved or you be paying cash? Scroll right for all pre-approved. Awesome. Glad you found a great lender. I'm always looking for new people to refer business to. Do you mind letting me know who you're working with? We'd love to help you. JMan, right? I typed it, right? We'd love to help you find the home of your dreams. Do you also have a home to sell? No. Conversation ends. If they had said in that moment right there, we do have a home to sell, it then would continue into home equity estimate. Sweet, right? And I've crafted that conversation because so many people go, oh yeah, I'm pre-approved. I'm good. I'm good. I got it. It's okay. I don't need you. Because the automatic reflex is to say no. When they say, okay, you're pre-approved, fine. I would love, rather than saying, who are they? Because I don't believe you. Say, oh, we're always looking to add to our fine lenders that we refer to our clients. What is their name, please? And then they put it in there. And if you're doing business in your market, you know who the loan officers are. You could always look them up that way. Again, pre-approved. If I'm sure your company has some kind of SOP. If not, they will soon, as far as what you ask every single person. As from a fair housing perspective, if you ask this green buyer that they need to be pre-approved, then you better make sure that the yellow person is also asked, and the red person is also asked, and the blue person is also asked. Everybody gets equal and ethical service. You can't just say, right? And the bot does also help you to systematically do that, provide equal and ethical service to everybody, because all the same questions are asked to all the same people, all the same way. Okay. We're going to open it up for questions. And as we do that, what I'm going to do is hop into ManyChat on the back end, but maybe Rob could tell me if we have any questions in the chat while I do it.
JMan, I'm not seeing any questions yet. We do have, the opportunity, I guess people can unmute themselves and fire away with questions as well as use the chat. So we'll read that and in the chat, and then we'll just invite anybody to ask a question.
Okay. Well, as we do that, I'm gonna sit down for a second, and then I'm gonna bring up my screen so I can show you guys kind of behind the scenes. I wanted to leave extra time for that. The website that you're going to go to is, like I said before, manychat.com. I'm going to slide this over to the other screen. There are other platforms. If you did a Google search right now, as far as chatbots are concerned, ManyChat's the best. We are early adapters. I can tell you that I'm going to put that up there. We have tested out everything, and that's one of the best things or worst things about being an early adapter is that we spend a lot of money on stuff, so you don't have to. All right, 1 second here. I'm going to go back to.
We do have one question. We've got a question for you while you're pulling that up. Laura asks, when someone comes to her website, she wants to know if they'll instantly be sent to the bot.
It's all on how you set it up. So no or yes, like you have the pop-up which can come up. But if you find it annoying for them to be sent right into the bot right in the beginning, then you don't have to set it up like that. So the short answer is it's customizable any way that you want it to be.
Cool. So what are we looking at? We're looking at the.
So I'm in my ManyChat account now. Let me just.
So is this like the flow chart, like each action item, and then you built out the flow chart, the if this, then that? I think you're more tech savvy than most because the if this then that, exactly right. If you've done IFTTT, if this then that, very similar. Like if this happens, then I want that to happen. I'm gonna remove this frame just for a second here so you guys can get the whole. Boop. Okay. So I'm in my account, and if I go to the home section of it, let's just show you the power of how this works. I have in here 2,894 contacts. Now, I've been using this obviously much longer than most people, but I'm connected with these folks in ways that email alone wouldn't do, or having their cell phone and calling them. I don't want to talk to you on the phone, right? If I'm your consumer, I don't necessarily want to talk to you on the phone. But you can see these are all the folks that have come in just today, right? 10 minutes ago, we have Real Estate Kansas at Gmail. MJ Sold It came in. When I have just a phone number, that means they subscribe just via text message. Rosanna was in both. Then we have Shelly, Diana, Laura. Okay. All these folks came in right in the beginning. You see, like, I know more about you guys in 1 hour than I would have if I just did a landing page and I had a CSV file, an Excel spreadsheet full of your names. That wouldn't help me. It wouldn't, think about all the information and that you can leverage from somebody's Facebook account. So let me come in here to the left side here. I'm going to show you some of the flows that and by flows, again, those are the conversations. And so that's a good segue to the next question, which is that you build your own questions. You're drafting and creating your own questions, or are there templates?
There's a general template, like a main menu. It'll have it comes with like a digital business card that you can use on all of your stuff. But I come up with them, and there's other companies that you can hire, but we actually have them as well. And I build it out, but any of you could build it out because it's the conversations we have every day.
You're just capturing the conversation
It's
Well,
basically,
I'm just writing it down just like you would a script, right? Here's, and to me, this is like a beautiful mind when I look at this, the flow chart. This is like, just love it.
yeah, I love that actually. That's
Yeah.
a
See, so
great
we have
visual.
similar, we have similar personality types. You see, first things first, they come in here. I can tag them how they came in, or if they've received a welcome intro before, then I'm not going to show them a welcome. If they came in off a keyword and there's a different keyword intro, then they're tagged as such and they don't need to get the same thing. So it's not duplicative where people go, oh, you welcomed me already. I'm not a new person. Like you can tag them in so many different ways. You see here if it says, okay, send message. Awesome. I have great resources for buyers and sellers. Hold on, let me make this go back a little bit. I'm accepting the cookies. Just relax here, folks. All right, so scroll right for more resources. If they click first-time home buyers, that goes one path. Moving up buyers, another path. Empty nester, another path. And I have all of these here. Let's go to seller guide. If I go here, somebody says, oh, I'm thinking about selling my home. They're looking for the full seller guide. I'm going to edit this. A 42-page guidebook that we've created, and this is just for demonstration purposes. I'm sure you have one for your company, but it's 7 reasons to work with a realtor. When choosing a realtor, questions to ask. Agency and agency relationships. When considering selling, calculate capital gains. Hold a successful garage sale. Hire a remodeling contractor. Add curb appeal. Clean your home. Okay. On and on and on and on and on and on.
So within that step, you're just simply hyperlinking a report that you have.
Well, it's a report that I have that I got for free from NAR, folks. You go to nar.realtor.
Yeah.
They have so many resources, and you guys are getting this, as part of your membership. You might as well make use of it. And they've made it, when I showed it, if I click back over here, they've made it so that you can customize it yourself. It says your logo here. Okay. This is not, doesn't say NAR on it or anything. They want you to provide better service to your clients. If you're an SRS designee, same thing. You got resources there. If you're ABR designation, same thing. Like you have so many resources available to you guys that you can use to provide value and add value to that relationship that you have with your potential client. Here's another one. So when I mentioned the profile of home buyers and sellers, right? If that was the cost versus value report, you can see like, and again, when I program the conversation, I'm making it as if I would talk. Congrats. I knew you were wise beyond your years. Click the 2020 profile of home buyers and sellers below. Click that. I tag them as somebody who clicked that. I then know that 4 people, and even on the back end, when you look at these insights, you know what's engaging to the potential consumer. So you know whether to update this or take it out. If you have something for 6 months and nobody's clicked on it, it's probably not a good resource. Let's give them what they're looking for.
Rosanna says, I want that flow chart.
Rosanna, send us a message. We'll be happy to help you out. And the conversations here. So this is where we're not always going to be at our computer, right? We have just like I showed you guys live, it was like a perfect demonstration where I know you're in there. As salespeople, what do we want to do sometimes? We want to jump on the lead. Like we want to quite literally jump on them. Hey, you think about selling? And it's too much. So I can, from here, I can go, okay, Ariella, she didn't want to. So this is programmed automatically, right? It says, thank you for attending the Messenger Bot marketing. Here's the handout. It then says, hey, did you get a chance to watch the Messenger Bot webinar? We have it programmed that if you want to rewatch the webinar, which has all the information that we're talking about here, it's in there. And all that is a link. So to equate that to real estate, that could be a home buying seminar that you did one time via Zoom, but now you can repurpose it again and again and again. Hey, thinking about buying a home? Here's a free home buying webinar, a home selling seminar that we did. You just link that to an unlisted video on YouTube or Vimeo or wherever it is. But that's pretty cool.
So these flow charts or these conversations, you update them continually, or you might start with something really simple and then expand on it over time. So you may have just a couple of options right out of the gate, and then find that you're getting good traction, and maybe you need to offer something else in that same thread. Is that accurate?
Yeah, 100%. Because a lot of it's, I say where to start would be, what question do you get more than once from a client? Make a list of that. Those are your frequently asked questions. If they're going to ask more than once, then let's have a resource ready for them. Look at this. So I know, as somebody who talks about video and social media, the number one thing that I'm always asked is, what kind of equipment do I use? Or should I use? So I have a keyword set up that automatically, not only does it give you my list of recommended equipment, but that it also links to my Amazon storefront so that you can buy it whenever you want, right? I'm exceeding your expectations. So same thing if you were partnered with a home improvement company or any kind of vendors, whatever it is, you can link out to it. But I know, look at this, was sent 961 times, delivered 99.8% of the time, opened 99.3% of the time, and then 11.6% of the people clicked on the actual equipment list. 11.6% click through. But then if you have multiple links, I know that 2% of the time they click here, 1% here, 1% there. So this is great for you analytical folks who like to say, where are they clicking? What are they doing? On the back end, you could do that. And I think last thing I want to show you is the broadcasting side of it. So the broadcasting is messages that you send. Facebook is super strict. I mean, when I say super strict, they will ban your page. They will ground you and keep you from messaging any people if you violate this. So we have conditions already created, and this is what you would do. If I send out a broadcast message, and let's say I'm doing a live video, I do a live stream every Friday. And so here I sent out 533 text messages. 91.9% of them were delivered. 1% of the people, 5 people, it's not very good last week, click through. Okay, but first name that's customized, it'll say, hey, Rob, 18 Friday reminder for tomorrow, click here. That link actually goes to a BombBomb landing page that I have, which has a video intro. It has just additional information because there's only so much that you can put in there. And then I have an image that's created because this live stream was about YouTube's shorts, right? So to send this cost me 3 cents per text message. So that cost me $15, more or less, right? But imagine if you were having any kind of event, client appreciation event, home buying seminar. Again, I like to say that, a community-based event, an ice cream social, anything that you're going to do to show your community you care. You have them here. This is a far more effective way to communicate.
And you tie this in with targeting segments within Facebook that you can do. You're not just spamming the universe. You're going directly
Correct.
to your friends and family or your client list or whatever list you might have created or tagged people as in your Facebook.
Yeah, I'll show you here. So here's an omni-channel message. It starts with conditions, meaning messaging window segment is recent interaction. I mean, if you've interacted with my page within the last 24 hours, then I can send you a Facebook message.
Okay.
They do this because it prevents from spamming, right? I don't want you to come into my page and then a week later, I'm sending you a message not pertaining to the service or product that you inquired about. So they're very strict. That's where they're very strict about it. So you have the condition built in. Email, you can email anytime, but I can send it right here from ManyChat. And then when they opt in for SMS, that's the last thing. So these are a lot of your if this, then that, right? If they've messaged me, then I send a message. And then it goes right down and kind of in order.
Awesome. and it's cross-platform. So if they prefer one social media channel, that's the answer they get. If they opt for Instagram kind of deal, you direct them in that way.
Yeah, correct. So you see how this is a little bit different. This would be Facebook.
Yeah.
This is an actual email, and then this is a text message. With text messaging, you know, shorter is better, obviously, and if you could add an image in there, more effective.
Very cool. Any other questions, folks? All right. Well, I'll JMan, you and I can step aside and let our volunteers take back over.
Okay, folks. Well, thank you very much. I want to thank you for having me. This is Jeremiah, JMan Monero, JMan Speaks. Make it a great day.